Hey y'all, I hope that you're doing well today. Welcome in. Welcome back if you are returning back. My name is Shannon Hensley. If you are new, don't know how you found this channel, but if you're here, I believe it's for a reason. I'm not religious, but I'm probably going to come across real heavy that way to you, but I'm not. Don't judge a book by its cover. I am for righteousness, uprightness, truth, all that kind of stuff, chasing after the heart of the creator, the mastermind of the universe, who has a name, and he says his name forever is the Yod-He-Vav-He, and people pronounce it differently. You may call him, I call him Yehovah. People call him Jehovah, Yahuwah, Yahweh. Yah is his name, and he is the great I am, and I fear him, revere him, and chase hard after him, and he's the only one that gives us hope. He's a God of war to shut it down, but sometimes we got to get up in here and war. My channel pretty much is a warfare against things that are going on in this realm, that's coming into this realm from a dimension where fallen entities, devils, angels, and things like that, that's causing these wars in this realm. So my channel might be a little different. I'm very, very passionate about this job that I do, and I'm totally yielded to the great creator, Yehovah. And he can just do whatever he wants through me. And a lot of times he's roaring at this wicked stuff. And so it could come across real sharp. But I don't know about you, but if anything makes me angry, it is a righteous anger of people doing nonsense to you and I for no reason. And so the Most High, all his judgments are in the earth, and so we judge here. We judge ourselves first, but we use the word of the Most High, who gives us the right to win a war by his word and his word alone. And anyway, his ways are not our ways. You may be suffering, and I get it. I live my life right on the screen. I get it, but it's for a purpose. What the devil means for evil for you and I, God turn around for good at the end of it. And God is about trying us, because his ways are not our ways. So don't forget that. Let that be at the forefront of our mind. He had to remind me today. He took me to Joseph, who was sold and taken, and he was hurt and was in prison for many years, but God used that and tried him through some stuff, and then promoted him within the years of trying him by his word. He was promoted greatly at the end of something and became a deliverer even for his people and his nation of people. And so whatever you and I are going through, even in the suffering, he's got a plan for us, folks. He's got a plan for us. If you belong to God, it's not for naught. Okay, he loves you. He's chastising you and I, and correcting even from 3 and 4 generations of stuff that's taken place. Some of you all are generational curse breakers, and that's why you're going through some stuff. You've got to break it in this time for things that have happened back in that time. And are you going to do it? I'm hearing God say, are you going to do it? Are you going to push through anyway? Even if you don't understand, why am I suffering like this, God? It's for, he's trying his word on the inside, but he's trying your truth. He's trying our truth. There's Archangel Michael. And something's fixing to turn here. The 4 of Pentacles is stubbornness, won't move, got grudges, greedy for gain. And God is going to move this wheel. And for people who want to sit here like this nonsense with the 4 of Pentacles in your life, grudge holding, being some type of stubborn, stupid, the wheel's going to turn on you for the negative purpose, and because of why you're doing that. And it's going to go positive for the people of the Most High. We're told and we know that Archangel Michael stands for the people of God. And He gonna bring us out with the silver and the gold, is what he told me this morning, and I was reading about it this morning when they were in Egypt. The people of the Most High, where they left Egypt, which is the land of Ham, which is pig, which is a dirty animal, and will go back into its dirt and nonsense and stuff like that. Just spiritually speaking, here, it stated that he brought them out with the silver and the gold after he did all the judgments and the plagues on them, so that they would know who's ruling in the kingdom, which is God, and he stands for his people. He fought for you and I in a very big, ferocious way, like he did with them. Said that when they left, they were glad that they were leaving. Some people are going to be glad that you're leaving after God gets done with the judgments that he's using upon your life and my life for touching you and I the way that they have, and at the same time trying us within the suffering. But at the same time, even though you're being tried, you're still protected within that. This is about protection here. And so some people better get their hands off of people. He also stated in that portion that I was reading that the heathen, all the work that the heathen did, built up, all that kind of stuff, that they inherited the heathen's land. They're going to have to give it up. Shatarabahaya. They're going to give it up. They're going to give it up. God's going to make them give it up for his people. What are you going to bring out here, Musa? Seven of Swords. That came out real strong last night with the truth. Let me pull this down here. So the card says that there's plans out here that need revision to something. It can be strategizing because of lies and cheating and thieving. I mean, it's a stealth card in itself. It says that there's more going on than meets the eye. Yes, there is. There's lots of things going on behind the scenes, even spiritually. Something about having poor timing, or somebody did. This is a guilty card, or you do have poor timing. You're going to be caught for some stuff out here if you're involved in some type of lying, cheating thing. God will do something. There's traveling out here. Six of Swords is out here. This is like for upright people, because when we see the wheel, it goes either way depending on what side of that wheel you're on. If you're a heathen, stay to be a heathen. You're gonna be say I'm glad you leave it, because people are leaving eventually in God's time. It says things are looking up here, and there is going to be an end of a difficult situation, and something about taking a trip, or there has been something about a trip that was taken or is being taken. Some of y'all got lies around whatever that is or was. If you're brand spanking new, I don't know what timeline you're in, so I'll speak past, present, and future, because it's collective and the energy is going to play out. For some people, this is just getting started. For others, you're in the middle of something and God's telling what's going to take place in both directions of something going on. And if somebody has poor timing and doesn't strategize correctly because of something that's going on out here, then he's also prophesying about the future of something getting started now. Okay, so whatever it is and whatever timeline you're on, you put the pieces where it goes. There's a lot of thoughts out here with swords coming out. More swords. Three of Swords. Wow. Well, somebody's brain's going off, man. It's heartbreaking, great sadness because of some type of poor timing that was around something, or could be, or is. It says it's time to heal out here, and it's time to forgive yourself and others. If you're whoever's the liars or the cheaters or the thievers, you fell down and you're willing to give it to God and heal and forgive yourself and others, and you'd be on this good path. If you think you're going to strategize and revise something out here because you're just, my God, I'm just broken, I couldn't get some thievery or lies, covered, and you still think you're trying to do some nonsense, you're going to lose something in a very big freaking way out here, folks. But you can do whatever you want. You have free will. I'm just trying to tell you, that crap don't work. It turns into excrement. It does. Anyway, forgive yourself, forgive others. A lot of swords out here. So my mind is going off. Show me more information. The Star, it jumped out in the reverse. This means somebody's angry and bitter when it comes out in reverse, regardless of their anger, regardless of their bitterness. It's still the star, and the star represents something that's guided. Something about nighttime could be here as well. The letter P could be here attached to something going on as well. This is knowledge. This is exposure, because somebody's had some type of poor timing around something's going on. Four of Cups in the reverse is contemplation. If somebody is revising something, I guess you are. You better watch what that is. Those of you who are given to wickedness, God says your wickedness is not going to deliver you out of more wickedness. But if you can't hear, I guess you can't hear. All you care about is, what can I get my hands on? I'm crying because I'm pierced through with many sorrows because I'm a thief, a liar, a cheat type of energy. And that's what God says in the word. But this somebody who's stepping out to do something, or there's a rejection, or was a rejection, or is a rejection, or you need to reject something and move on as well. The Four Cups is, I'm bored. I think I'll step out and do something. This card says there's been a missed opportunity. Okay. Also, it says to open your eyes to some possibility, or somebody won't, or can't, or didn't. Yeah, there is something public. There's 2 6s out here. Somebody could be 66 years old. There could be twins out here that something with the number 6 is out here. This is public. Something public is going on. There's a victory out here. It's bloody. It's somebody's mad and bitter about something because there has been a war out here. Okay, there's Archangel Michael again. Well, the word is a miracle. And I want to say that out of this deck last night, the word miracle came out in one of my readings. And if you're new, there's hidden language inside the tarot. And this combination, when it comes out as a miracle, somebody's mad about somebody's miracle. They jealous of you because you follow God is all it is, because they just give into wicked stuff. They heathens. Somebody's heathens out here attached to things. We don't care. We rejoice that God is our is our shield. So there's something protected out here with the will. That is about protection in a really big way. Let's see. There's bloodshed everywhere, and we know that there is actual war going on in the earth as well. But it's prophecy taking place. Somebody perceives and knows some things out here, and they pouting hard in some situation, trying to revise something in their stupid little brain. What's hidden here? Actually, show me what's exposed out here, because it definitely is public. You're going to get it. Look, if you were in this energy, like I said, and you will forgive yourself for doing something and forgive others, then you'll get to move on this side, even by a miracle in God's grace. He'll protect you. I do it real quick because this goes back to timing on something going on. Show me more information. So something could be by water. We have a boat showing here. Foreign people, foreign places, traveling, things like that. This is a long-term card. It's an occupation card. Somebody's been exposed on their job, then there's authority out here attached to some things going on where there's been long-term things that's been exposed. Okay, look, the snake has been exposed. Good. Somebody curse it out here. With that, this is, so there's been cheating that's come out really heavy on the channel, and this is a seducer card. All right, they talk out both sides of their mouth. They'll say whatever you want to hear. They're a thief, a liar, a cheat. They think they're cute, but they're crazy. They could be very well known. Something public is out here. Show me more information. What else has the star energy exposed? Somebody bitter because they're already a full-blown snake. Yeah, something is exposed today. So this is like something's been a mystery. And we keep getting, in my homemade deck, the words in a book. But something's been written down. Maybe you keep a journal. You're a journalist, and anchor is out here to look at it that way. I don't know, something, though, this is like a mystery, who, what, when, where, how. This is somebody educating somebody with something. So somebody is, and we're looking at the knowledge, the house is I know something. This is I perceive. Somebody knows and perceives some stuff. And somebody being educated by it. And it's heartbreaking. At the same time, it's given some type of a victory on something's been going on for somebody and the stuff, whatever that means for you. And it's a miracle because God's going to do something supernatural out here, I guess. The bear, we got Russia out here for dealing with that level, and we are. And we know that there's been war with that energy anyway. But this, just the card itself represents your parents. It represents business. It's definitely out here. It represents jealousy and overbearing energy. Somebody's got a crazy on them, and they're bitter out here. All right, well, another thievery card is coming out. Anxiety. There's at least 3 rats here that are thieving. Somebody's got the information about it. Oh, you mad because you're getting caught today? Or God's also telling you, you start this process in a process of time that it's not going to pay off for you. And you're going to be sitting here in this 3 of Swords energy and bloodshed everywhere on something, even just energetically all over the freaking place. Blood goes back to your life. Life is in the blood. Your life is going to be scattered. That's about scattering in some type of nonsense. But go ahead and contemplate. That's ridiculous. And something with your kid or a child has come out of something, or this is about 5 different meanings of this card. Just pick which one or all of the above. Either your child or grandchild or a child or a pregnancy or somebody you grew up with is here. It's a student's card. It could be a teacher. This has to go back to teaching energy as well. Whatever it is, it's also a card of stumbling up on the information, which confirms this journal card. Being educated because of some mysterious thing that's been going on out here, because somebody has been a lying, cheating piece of nutcase around something's going on, acting and seducing. And yet God's got a protection around something that he's been working behind the scenes, and something miraculous is going on in something being exposed. So your kid could have the information about something, since we got children and parents attached to something going on. Now, the word murder came out twice last night. And then the word 2 came out. There could have been 2 parents that were murdered, or something like that. Or maybe your parents are the murderer. I don't know what that means for you. The Sun, this is... So we got government out here really strong. Authority goes back to that as well. This is a love and romance stuff for some of your cases, which wasn't, because it's a lie. This is fame and glory, but somebody's bitter with that star. Somebody is known out here. Obviously, if we're dealing with Putin, then they're out here and they're known. This is also pride, conceit, and ego in this deck. And again, somebody's overbearing out here. Somebody is. If you're upright, you're upright. You'll prove your fruit on the inside of you all day long. I don't know anybody's heart, but God does. This bear I talked about, it's down below in the description box if you are brand spanking new, and the video is called Eaten Alive. And it talks about the bear and end time prophecy. Okay, and it goes back to a consumption that is decreed over the whole earth. You don't want to be eaten alive. Your blood's out here, and energetically, physically, naturally, emotionally. Okay, it's an end time war that we are dealing with is very demonic, and the reason why that's happening is because people don't want to be in the truth, and because we got somebody who's willing to plot things and be in a lie, and those people will be cut out of the earth. You want to be eaten alive? Go ahead. There's no hope in that 7 of Swords energy for you. There's just no hope in it. You're a full blown rat. You're gonna go into a freaking trap. You're nothing but a thief and a liar, and you have no hope there with that energy. You either forgive yourself or forgive others, or you keep on going and getting eaten alive. Somebody will drink your blood, because we got people in the earth that will do that, and Scripture tells us that we got bloodthirsty people out there. They're nasty, and they're put here for a correction by God. His ways are not our ways. Remember that. He tells us, I use these people for my correction. You can go ahead and cry out to me all you want. I'm not going to answer you, God says, because you're in this energy, and I use those people to come after you to correct you. You don't want to be upright and truthful, you will be eaten alive. That puts a fear of God in me. I don't know about you. Some people don't have no fear of God. So this stuff is being exposed. Somebody is not a happy camper about some stuff. If you're angry for righteous purposes, then you're going to get up and do something about the situation out here. Out of country. Well, it's definitely out here. Foreign people, foreign places. A driver. We definitely have travel out here. And then a singer is connected. Somebody's a star. Fame and glory. Front stage. But they really ain't. They're a liar. They're guilty for thieving projects. Don't buy their ticket. I know people know what I'm talking about. Ain't going to get into it. But anyway, you're going to be eaten alive. Unless you confess something and find some grace. But anyway, you'll prove who you are. You'll prove who you are. Someone overheard what was said. Okay. Again, somebody stumbled up on some information out here and somebody mad about it, but God allowed it. God allowed it. As a miracle for something to happen, then God's allowing it, or did allow it, or will allow it. However, whatever the timeline for you is. Maybe you just sing. I don't know. But for some of our cases, there is somebody well-known somewhere attached to some nonsense going on with the situation. There was a painter at the bottom of this deck, and I looked at it. Maybe you're a painter. Anyway, being called out for something, or you need to be aware of something, or you're some type of kook on something. I don't know. A cook is coming out. Somebody says, I look at you with hearts in my eyes. Is it truthful? Or somebody's a third party doing something deceptive around something, and there's a jealous person out here for some of your cases attached to a situation. The ninth house goes back to the husband, or somebody wants to be your husband, or your husband's caught up in something with cheating, and that ain't really love. That's a deception. So whatever, somebody just jealous of somebody, and they're interested too. You got an overbearing piece of nutcase has done some nonsense out here. Something about you are loved. Okay, well, there is some type of love out here, and there is an older person that is out here attached to something going on. When we looked at that older person last night, and if you're older than you are and you're upright, you're upright. Like I said, if you are, you are. But a lot of times I'm doing judgment work here on this table. So we're looking at the opposite side of some stuff, and you're also getting the information, what God's going to do for you if you are the upright party in the situation. But there was an older, mature person that came out last night, and there was nonsense and treachery around that energy. And so either you're upright, you're older, and there's treachery around you, or that older person is a treacherous freak around something. It'll go either way. A body of water is going to come out here. So we have the anchor, we have the boat here, and so foreign people, foreign places, out of country. So whatever, something about that is here, and they did it on purpose. Of course, they plotted something out here on purpose with cheating, lying, thieving. I'm hearing, oh, take the money and run, and there was a bunch of money that came out last night on that reading. Well, you don't get to run. You can run, but you can't hide. What else do you want to bring out here, Most High? All right, well, he is talking to nations that are out here. The Most High says, at what instant that I speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom, to pluck it up and to pull it down and to destroy it. If that nation against whom I have pronounced that that's going to happen, if they turn from their evil, they hit their face. And look, we have the Day of Atonement coming. And people better get on their face. Because it just may be that he will turn from some stuff. And it tells us here in the book of Jeremiah that if people will rend their hearts, he will have mercy. It says it right here. If that nation against whom I have pronounced, if they turn from their evil, he says, then I will bethink the evil that I thought to do unto them. Remember, the words are break down, pluck up, and destroy. I don't think anybody wants to be in a bloodshed. That's come from God. Why? Because of evilness out here. But if you turn And the people turn. He said, I'll bethink myself from this evil. And he says, on the other hand, if at what instance that I say and speak concerning a nation that, hey, I'm going to build you up and I'm going to plant you so that you can be beautiful in my sight, but you begin to do evil and you won't obey, because God ain't going to prosper any of us unless we're obeying. The beauty and the prosperity, even though you're going through trials and things like that, and you're being tried in God, that it'll all play out in the end if you are literally victorious or not, because you're obeying the truth and uprightness in the earth. And God look at something and say, I think I'm going to prosper this nation over here, but it begin to do some evil. He said, I'm going to bethink myself, and then I'll end up plucking you up and I'll tear you down. And it says that he will frame evil against you and devise a device against you if you do not turn from your evil doing. So are you revising some evilness out here? Because there ain't no chance in that. You don't have a chance if you think, well, okay, well, all right, something's exposed now, so I got to go over here to retry it again. You are destroying yourself. There are consequences out here. Wisdom says, hearken unto me, O you children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear the instruction and be wise and refuse it not, it says. So you're being warned out here. Somebody, even at the top of some stuff. Your nation's either going to be, you're going to stand there in the rubble, like we were talking, what's taking place in Egypt, and God's judgment's coming somewhere. He's either going to bethink himself or there's literally blood splatter all over the place in war and plucking up and tearing down. There's blood all over that picture. So the sun card in this deck represents a victory, and God don't lose whatever he's going to do. And he's going to do something on purpose, because what comes around goes around on something out here. So you either forgive yourself or forgive others, or you're doomed. Doomsday is here on some stuff, even on just a local level. Four of them want to come out. This is strategizing and looting. It's all over here. You got 2 7 of Swords cards out here. Somebody nothing but a thief, a liar, and a cheat, and they're willing to strategize and be some type of kook. Dumb. Somebody found something, they thought they're going to use something for their own advantage, but it ain't working out for them, because God's going to frame evil around you if you keep freaking going. This is like enchantment. But we just seen the snake, and we know the book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon tells us you can't, surely you cannot enchant a snake. A serpent will bite without enchantment. And somebody thought they could get up in here on somebody that you couldn't enchant. You should be in that energy anyway, but you can't do it. They're going to bite. You do with somebody who's poisonous out here, and God's going to destroy that energy regardless, because he just gave his word. This is the TH together or the DH together. The DH, TH, run it together. It's death. There's death matters out here. The letter B is coming out. And this rune represents a joy. It also represents a baby situation. So we have a child over here attached to something going on. Something's being exposed about a child, I guess so. And it's bringing a war, or it did. Death has already come out of a situation, and it did, or it will. Depend on what you do with this. But the B is the house of Jacob in the Hebraic language, which is our people. And God has Archangel Michael out here that stands for the people of the Most High God. He said, you touch my people, it's like poking me in the eye. And you're going to fry in something with God with that energy. He said, I don't sleep or slumber over them. So you go ahead and do whatever you feel like you got to do. But something's coming out on something with God out here with the people who keep his ways. Okay, there will be joy unspeakable and full of glory for those who keep the ways of the Most High. Blessed is the one who's going to hearken unto some wisdom out here. We have the Urus. We had the Uranian energy specifically came out the other day. And we do have Russia out here. That's really big with that energy in the earth right now. This is a military rune. So it's definitely out here with this war stuff. This is a freedom to something. There is a victory going to take place out here. All right, and so this is the letter U, but it looks like an N, so the UN is out here. We have form people, form places all over the place in this reading. And then we have a work rune that came out. This is the V and or the W, and it looks like a P, and we already have the P out here because the star card represents the P. The will is the letter Y. We have the sun is the letter Q. On the card, though, has the letter A written there. Answer the question is here. I think those are all the letters that came. The letter J has appeared over here as well. The J and the P of Japanese energy is also coming out here. We have the end time war going on with God. Nations are being addressed by God. Again, we have occupation for some of you all, and something's been discovered around some occupation going on. This is a work rune. It's also hitting rock freaking bottom because some thief, liar, and cheat and whatever they did. But it's about having a rebound when it comes out. It's also protection. And we have protection out here with Archangel Michael. There's no protection outside of God. There's no counsel outside of God. Unless God build the house, it's in vain. Unless the watchmen on the wall are under God's counsel, then you're watching the city in vain. What could you do against the creator of all things? Crazy. But somebody thinks they're going to figure it out against God, I guess. Because somebody's a full-blown snake out here and they're nuts, and they're somebody's a lost cause somewhere. But unless you're going to take wisdom in turn and do some stuff out here, then you're going to get a victory. And that's the only way you're going to get the victory is through doing things God's way. That's it. But if you want to rumble, we'll continue to rumble until every last plague that God's going to shoot out against his enemies leave you standing in your freaking rubble. And then when he says, okay, my kids, let's get out of here like they did in Egypt, you're going to be glad to see him go. Just go. But you did it to yourself really in the end. God's the one who turns the heart of a king or softens it. He hardens it because he looks way down in the heart. He already knows what's in the heart of somebody out here at the top of something. It's just going to be that way in the end time because God prophesied that it would be as the manner of Egypt in the end time. He was going to do a second exodus for his people. So all these people touching you and I, we're just going through the stuff. I'm being reminded of something about that story when they went before Pharaoh and said, let my people go, because God told them to go in and demand that they let his people go. God told him, he said, but I'm telling you, he ain't going to let you go. But God still gave him the commandment to go tell them to let me go. But he also said, I'm telling you that he won't let you go. God's ways are not our ways. And but they still had to command and do what God said, even though they also knew that it was going to be empty talk. They weren't going to get anywhere. But God, it was setting Pharaoh up because he knew what was in his heart anyway. But even when they gave that word, there's a portion in there that stated that the people got beaten harder in the process of them demanding the Pharaoh to let my people go. And there's a portion of scripture there that state that the people came to Moses and Aaron and said, what have you done? You made our God look bad, and even in these people's sight, and what are you doing out here? But God was the one doing it. God's ways aren't our ways. And it may appear that, man, I know even Moses went back and was like, what's going on? Yet Moses even heard him say, he surely is not going to let you go, but I'm telling you, go tell him to let go. And it could seem like what's going on, but again, it's about trusting and knowing that even some suffering can come out of something, even in our obeying. But at the end of it, they left with all the silver and the gold, and he's going to do something. What are you doing inside of a tribulation? Because that tribulation rune has come out. And God has had to take me this morning and build my hope up. Actually, at the bottom of this deck, thank you, it says, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when the desire comes, it's a tree of life. There is an end to this. However, it's going to end for any given person, whether somebody's going to get some evil around them if they don't repent. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. So you either going to forgive yourself and others, Or you're going to keep going, and the people of God will sit here and hope anyway, even in the suffering, even if there's beating attached to it for the people of God. He's going to make you pay for all that stuff that you've done to us. So you just go ahead and be some big and bad piece of nutcase if you want to at the top of something. God's going to tear you down. He's not going to leave his kingdom over to crazy. They'll end up taking all the work of your hands that you've done something. You reap what you sow, and he'll make you give it back to us, period. And you'll lay it at our feet, because God's word's not going to return to them void. For the people who keep the commandment, we got good things. And you just keep standing where you're at on your jobs, in your homes, with whatever you're going through, and keep the commandment regardless. This is what come out. We're going to do something on purpose, and we're going to win in the end. There's going to be some type of victory here today. Shalom.